The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Basil Chapman.
Hi everyone, Basil Chapman on this 5th day of September. My pleasure to be here. Dow's up 16 at 25,969. The S&P is down 8 at 28. Let me just do this again. Actually, I'll do them at the same time. I'll do them all around. Look, so the Dow has pulled back. It's now above the green line. That's the 9-period exponential moving average. Yesterday, it's the 14-period moving average exactly. Bounced off it. We do remain along the Dow. Crazy market. If it wasn't for my Chapman wave notation, I probably would have been very bearish at this particular point. I think there's just enough strength and enough individual stocks to move us higher. Make it real simple. Today's Wednesday. By Thursday afternoon, you really need to see the Dow traveling in the 26,020s. It needs to feel comfortable again, getting to 26,000. It's only been there briefly in this particular trip to the 26,167 level made 5 days ago. So here we are. Any break in the next 3 to 4 days, 3 to 4 sessions, I should say, below with a close below yesterday's low of 25,805. I'm going to make it 25,095, 25,795. If there is a close below that, my thinking is I'm going to have no choice but to call this probably a peak G. Some kind of short-term top is made, and because the MACD is probably going to be turning negative instead of just right now slightly above being negative, above the red line, the slow-moving average, the 26-period moving average, and 9-period differential. We're up 3.26. That's above the 0.0% line. That's good. The MACD is still good at 84%. Not great, but above 80% is good. Relative strength has pulled back, and the on-balance volume is trying to rally off this low. Now, what's really important is that we've got just enough stocks. For instance, Home Depot is trading down 5 cents at 205.03, but has had a fabulous move in the last 2 days. Does help the Dow. So let's keep that in mind. So let's go back to our story, because today I believe it's a very important session. There's a lot going on. I want to cover as much as I can. Might take questions a little later, or I'll include them in what we're looking at if they do complement what I'm about to discuss. Now, this leg E in the weekly chart, underneath the 26,616 all-time high by 450 points, this is going to be very important for Friday, because if there is a pullback under the 25,000, say 700 level by Friday, if there's just a sudden sell-off because of the high-tech selling off at this particular point, there's a chance that we are looking at a peak E in the weekly chart that's going to have some kind of duration and maybe price attached to it. And I'll explain why. Because the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence in the monthly chart, has rallied some, but it's still kind of flat. And this particular pattern very often looks like what I call the propeller shaft, where you've got a sharp move down. That's a 9-period differential going from very high down towards the red line, the slow moving average. Then it flattens out. And then you see this rectangle that I've drawn there in the monthly chart. You get an equal move to the downside. So this is really an important phase as we're looking at it. We're still looking somehow or other. I'm looking for a test of 26,170s or higher as a leg D unfolds. Actually, it'll be a leg C, and then it still has to go to D. That's a lot to ask under these conditions, and I'll explain why as we move along. So those are the parameters to look for. Any move in the 26,020s, a close above there, I'd say yes, we're going to try to retest the recent top of last week. Here we go. S&P. S&P, much weaker. The S&P is down 0.31. The Dow is up 0.07. Hey, that's a disparity. 500 stocks pulling back. But wait a minute. all it's done is held the 14-period exponential moving average. It's below the 9-period moving average. MACD is turned down, but it's still not yet crossed negative. The stochastic is still at 85%, hasn't turned negative. On-balance volume has turned down, still hasn't broken sharply lower. The relative strength is indicating that you're losing relative strength here, and I consider that at least a yellow light in my eyes. Okay. Now the weekly chart is broken to a leg F. There's even the possibility that over the next 3 weeks, if you don't break 28.21, it's about 600 down points down, about 60 or more points lower in the S&P. But if you hold that over the next 2-3 weeks and then have another rally, this might become a Chapman wave instant restart. It has all the characteristics, except it also has a very quick peak A to peak B to peak C to peak D to peak E to peak F. So I'm watching that really closely. However, look at that monthly chart, how strong it is. In this case, the MACD has rallied nicely off the slow moving average, and the stochastic is back at 84% after being way below back in the 60s. So this is nice action, even though it's a horrible day today, down 0.33 when the Dow is up. Hey, wait a minute. Let's go to the QQQ. The QQQ. So that's, I do get a peak D in the S&P. I don't get that in the Dow. And in the Invesco QQQ Trust Series trading at 183.85. Down to, remember when I was interviewed with Tom yesterday, I was talking about, and during my show I was saying, you know, I went through at least 2 dozen, it's probably more, in the Investors Business Daily top 50 in really great detail. And almost all of them to a stock was looking like they were making Ds and Es in their daily chart, and that was a big negative. Look at Square, one of my favorites. Square is Square Inc. point of sale software to manage receipts. I mean, I was at one of the fairs down at the Rose Kennedy Memorial Park down in Boston on the waterfront. Wife and I walking around. We like to do that every once in a while. They have a fair, and we're walking along, and I kept asking different people, what do they use? They're all using Square. I mean, this is pervasive. It's everywhere. So Square is important. It's down 3.40 right now at 87.86, making a peak in the daily. MACD is strong. Stochastic's at 93%. On balance volumes turning down. Relative strengths turning down, but all of them up in the higher regions. Leg F in the weekly chart. Wow. I mean, leg F in the monthly chart. Is this a top of consequence? Is it going to be a top? Is this going to be a Chapman wave Roman candle that if tomorrow Square is trading below 85 point, let's call it under 86, it's going to retest today's low of 84.34 and probably break it. That'll be the 9-period moving average it hit and bounced off, and then go to the 14-period. Will that impact the weekly chart for next week, making it a peak F? I don't know, but these are kind of toppy shorter term at least. So I'm watching it very, very closely. Let's go on. We're going to go to the IWM. I didn't give parameters for the Qs. Let me go back there. So IWM trading right now down 74 cents at 171.50. Also, I've got an alternate count. This could be F/B. I'm watching it because the MACD turned down. Stochastic's flat at 89%, holding very nicely. Weekly chart is still holding pretty well. I just want to go and give you parameters. A close above 170, a close at a new all-time high above 173.39 in the next 3 to 4 sessions would be really positive. A close below 169.50 would be negative. QQQ parameters, I won't rush. Good time. I'll be back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary Power Law Vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of The Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
So I was just showing you, I wanted to get parameters for the Qs. So the QQQ under 182 in the next 3-4 days, that's not going to be good action at all. Over 164.50 and it's a 183.90. It says, you know what, there's just enough residual strength to maybe have a couple of flurries of activity to try to go higher. But this is, I think this is a topping area for a number of indices. I've been talking about that for a little while, and I'm trying to time it so that we can go short appropriately. Maybe today was the day at the opening, I'm not sure, but I'm still treating the Dow as my bellwether just for now. So let's go back, talk about the IWM, just in terms of the RUT 2000, the Russell 2000. I still see enough residual strength in the weekly chart and the monthly chart to say that the IWM could hold a little better right now. In fact, even now it's down 0.30 and the S&P is down 0.31. So in a sense, it's holding not too badly. It's not good enough for me. I need to see the IWM above 173.39, and then I'm going to say, good, another couple of days of upside action. Hey, maybe it's that sell. What is the sell Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur type thing? Who knows? That works and doesn't work, just like many of the indicators. But in the meantime, back at the ranch, I want to go to gold, because gold is up a little here. It's up 3.6. A little while since I've been able to say gold is up 3.6, but it's under both the 9 and the 14 period exponential moving. MACD is actually pretty damn. If I was just looking at the MACD right now, I would say, hey, this is very good. But back at the ranch, it's that weekly chart that says it needs to go to 1224 to 1232, and it needs to do that with the general the gold index, the GDX, moving up sharply. Let's go to our caller we've got online. I believe we've got John in Philly. John, how are you? Is John there? Yes, hi, John.
Hi, Basil. Yes, thanks for taking the call, and thank you for going over the market overviews. I have a question for you regarding some of your patented technical indicators, please.
Yes, fire away.
Specifically, Basil, you long ago taught your listeners, myself included, and use these routinely, the utility in price compared to a couple of moving averages, specifically the 9-period EMA, exponential moving average, as well as the 200-period EMA.
Yes.
Very specifically, I wanted to ask if you could pull up the E-mini futures, the ESU8 contract, pull that up on a 10-minute bar chart, which you do routinely.
Sure.
And
give me 1 second. I've got it right here. Yep.
See if we could look at that, which includes the 200-period EMA. Right. And maybe if you could do a full screenshot of that. And very specific question for you. What I wanted to know is, as you've used these analytical techniques over the years, have you found it as a good trading tool to, in downtrends, short or institute short sales on bounces that hit up into that 200 EMA on that 10-minute chart? And we can use the past 3 days as just an illustrative example about that overall question, please.
So what I'm going to do, John, you'll probably be able to see the charts, and I'm doing this right now. I'm making this 200-day, it's the blue line, and I'm making it nice and thick, and you're going to see something very interesting. And one of the things that I found using these moving averages is that it's possibly the best way to use it is to have complementary technical tools. But if you want to just blindly look at something that says, is this very good support or resistance? If you look at this, here we go. I'm just going to see when we go back to, I'm squeezing it as much as I can. There it goes. So I'm going back to the 29th, around about the 29th of August. And you'll see that there was a yo-yo pattern way back on the 29th. It went above and then below, and then it broke above it, and it went beautifully. And then it hung around for a while right there. It had a quick peak A, B, C, D, E, and then another one went to alternate count G, and then all of a sudden it pulled back. And then that blue line became extreme resistance. Then it became fabulous support all the way until it broke down at 5:30 on the 4th. What did we do today? The 5th. So that's yesterday evening. And then we went below, and we have not come back to the blue line in the 10-minute. Now, let me just do one thing before we talk about it. I want to go to the 5-minute and show something even more fascinating. In the 5-minute, you can see it. To illustrate visually, I'm going to make this once again nice and thick. And look how beautiful everything about this blue line said. Strong resistance. I'm just going back to yesterday at about 2:45 in the afternoon. Couldn't break above it. Couldn't break above it. Tried this morning at 7 o'clock. Ran to a peak D and failed. Then it had 2 isolated bumps to the upside after the opening. Occasionally you can get an alternate count. That is what I call the rogue wave. And this is kind of a double rogue wave where it goes to an E and then an F, and it keeps failing at that 200-period moving average. All of a sudden now you're getting closer and closer, and it's saying that the Dow essentially is leading the market higher. The E-mini is rallying a little bit, but what's happened is from the low that was made around about 10:30 this morning, you're making higher lows and higher highs, and there's a real good chance that this is going to be a leg E, and we might test 28.90 as we're doing this hour with another half an hour to go. That's a line that is getting close to feeling like a magnet point. So it depends also on the time frame. Using the 5 together with the 10, you'll see that the 10 now is further away because it's a 10-minute chart. It has a longer look-back period, and that doesn't work quite the same way, because here you can see when I've got these 5-minute and 10-minute of the futures, the E-mini futures, ESU18, you'll see that it's getting closer and closer to try to test. Now, if it gets repelled from that line, it makes that line even more important, especially the 5, because it means you're not even getting close for the 10-minute chart. If there is a leg C in the 10-minute chart above 2889.00, that's not only going to help the 5-minute, but it's going to help leg C in the 10-minute, and then the MACD and stochastic are rallying nicely, then there should actually be a leg D to the upside. Am I covering kind of what you wanted to ask and talk about?
Thank you. You are.
So I use it. It's ironic that I have on the same chart a 200 period look back, exponential moving average, 200 period. I mean, that's 200 10-minute or 200 5-minute bars. That's a long time. And at the same time, I have a 9. I actually have a 9 and a 14. And what's really interesting about this is that the 200 period, you don't have to even, I treat it as if it was an important gap or a specific candle or a specific peak. You don't have to do anything. You just have to wait and be very patient. And as it gets closer, you say, okay, is it going to hit it or is it going to be repelled by that line? So that's the way I use it. It's not a major thing. It becomes a major thing the closer you get.
Basil, that's all very helpful. Thanks so much. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Always a good call, John.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com, educating investors. Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The TAS Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the TAS Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profile So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the TAS Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Thinkorswim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
So there we are. We're looking at this live right now. This 5 minutes and 10 minutes. It's trying to run. You're going to watch it closely. All right. So, Nadal won after that. First set, he lost 6-0. And great playing. And then he came back in the second set and then won. That's Nadal. Man, I tell you, yeah, the Austrian playing was fantastic. Team is his name. And what a serve. Boy, he's something to watch. 21 or 20-something years old. Ooh, Nice. Okay, so you're seeing this 5-minute chart. It's about to go to another leg. Yep, there it is. Okay, so John, we've got our leg C in the 10-minute, and that's the way it works. 10-minute, very nice. In fact, now I'm going to put an up arrow. It doesn't have to work, but I'm putting an up arrow because the MACD is really strong. The stochastic went to 81%. Oh, and look at this, acceleration up. I tell you, what a market, what an interesting market. All right, let's get back to our story. So we're doing a bunch of things, and I was looking at the gold, and I said, yep, gold is rallying here, up 3.1, not great, and it's the dollar. Look at this dollar. So it pulls back sharply today, but this weekly chart is going to be so key for me because we have started the beak formation. That's really the down formation in the 120-minute chart, because, sorry, in the weekly chart. Why? Because three things are happening. One is you've got the pattern that I talk about, the Eiffel Tower in the daily chart that spiraled straight up to a leg D and then a peak D at 96.98. Three terrific out of four bars. Candle hints to say that it could be turning down on the 15th of August, makes a top and pulls back, and then a pattern, same number of bars up, the same number of bars down. Then it holds beautifully just at about 94.40, and it rallies and it's holding. Well, that's just one thing, because the MACD is still deflect lower in the dollar, and the stochastic is flattening out at 29%. So that's saying, yeah, nice strength, but not great strength. Great strength would have been a move today that went to 95.85, 96.03 or 05 would have been really good action. So this says, okay, dollar is still consolidating. It's that weekly that's important in this Chapman wave stalk leg formation. I don't want to go into that. Maybe Friday I'll take a whole session to talk about the Chapman wave stalk leg formation. But what I am saying is, in this particular instance, if it holds well and there is a move next week, by next week, into the 96s, nicely into the 96.30, 96.50 area, that consolidation could be done and we could continue leg A up in the monthly for the 8th month. That would be incredible action for the currencies. That's asking a lot. I think the dollar needs to consolidate a little bit more. GDX, I was asked about. Yeah, the GDX is, whoa, taking out the low. It's staying on 17.90. Leg E in the weekly chart, leg E to the downside. You know, this gold contract is really a problem. I wish it would rally, because I like to see the fluctuations between different sectors. I don't actually like to see the commodity sector so weak. TRCCI, I believe, is my Thomson Reuters equal weighted commodity index. Yeah, trying to form some kind of a base in the daily. Weekly charts is struggling, trying to make a trough A, B, C. A stick looks to me like it's going to try for a D and test the low that was made on the 17th of August at 393.50, trading at 401.63, made an all-time high. Was an all-time high anyway. The last major high was at 443.02 back in May. This is quite a steep decline any way you look at it. It's a problem. And look at crude oil. Crude oil right now is trading at, now let's check the time because I've got a lot of questions here. Peak E in the daily at down 82 cents at 69.05. Remember, I drew the outline. Oh, why did I draw down there? I drew the outline, and I said, this is going to be important. Can it, even if it slips under, can it close above this low? And the low of yesterday was 69.08. It's trading right now 69.06. If it's able to close, the crude oil, if it's able to close in the 69.30s or higher, and then tomorrow have a rally, and especially if it's able to close above the open and close doji candle 69.89 open and 69.87 close, 2 cents difference there. If it's able to close above that at any point, it should start in a shorter time frame in the 120-minute chart. It should start a move taking it back to the recent high. If instead it closes under 68.30, under the 14-period moving average, that's saying we're done for now, and that should help the IYT, which is the transportation index. Here we are. Yeah, so the IYT is running some. It's up 0.66 now. What did Sarah ask here? XAL, I believe. Out of XAL, UAL longs are selling. Yeah, so that made a peak E top with at the 200-period moving average. Thanks, John, for calling in about the 200-period moving average. Look how important it is. Couldn't break above it back in June. went to a peak D, pulls back and has this aberrational peak E, I'm calling it for now, at the 200-period moving average at 80 on the 21st at 109.14 and pulling back. So the statement was pulling out of the airlines and going into the Johnson & Johnsons. So this is dollar related. J&J, nice candles. Well, it's just a nice candle today, but that weekly chart, I've been watching this. It's held pretty darn well considering what the dollar has done. It's got sort of the inverse of the dollar because it's been rallying as the dollar's weakened a little bit. I'm kind of, yeah, very good point. Procter & Gamble, PG. Remember, we used to have Gillette here as well. Gillette's gone. It was taken over, I think, by Procter & Gamble. So peak D in the PG's chart on the 16th at 84 round number high. 84 round number high. That was peak D in the weekly. And then it pulls back some excellent candle today. I'm watching this closely. Why? Because if once again we see a rotation into sectors that have been weak, that are now trying to find some strength, that means that you're finding key support in the indices not too far from where we are right now. And that's going to be important. If there is a rotation and not a full-blooded correction taking everything down at the same time. Dow's up 43. Wow, I can't believe it. So the Dow is leading the market and dragging the others up. Question about, RTH. No, not RHT, that's Red Hat. RTH. RTH is the market vectors ETF. I was talking about it yesterday, no, a couple of days ago, and I said it's at a point where it could pull back, and yet I still see some in the retail. I see some retail stocks still acting very well. So I'm calling this F for now because the MACD is held beautifully. The stochastic's at 96%. It could recycle. It could do a whole bunch of things, but I'm just being very strict about this. The high that was made, is that an instant restart? 110.04, 110, round number. Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. Watching what happens in the retail ETF, leg D in the weekly, leg E in the monthly. Let's go to XRT because XRT, they kind of go together like a little pair of chipmunks. Here we go. 51.89, peak F, spike. Oh, wasn't, wait, this one didn't have, what was the big spike the other day? Or was it a pullback? Because they have different stocks within it. 52.96 was the high on the 22nd of August, and it hasn't gotten near it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 10 days. At 51.90 right now, peak E has been formed in the weekly chart, leg D in the monthly chart. XRT is not as strong. Oh man, what was the stock that had a big move the other day? Oh, we got Mark in Colorado. Mark, I'll be with you straight after the break. We'll talk about the VIX index. Good time to talk about it.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. Until recently, it was almost impossible for the average investor to hedge against currency risk in Europe or Japan. For a bold trade on Europe or Japan that protects against moves in currency, trade HEGE or HEGJ, 2 times currency hedged leveraged ETFs from Direction Investments. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Hi, everyone, we're back, and the Dow is up about 37, and it's now only down 7. So we're going to go to Mark in Colorado. Mark, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Specifically in the VIX, what are you looking at?
I was just trying to figure out if you could give me a little bit of a wave count on that. It looked like, to me, it has made a B, daily
Correct,
B,
B-minus,
and
right.
Wondering if you think it's poised to go to a C and a D. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, let me put it this way. When I look at the VIX, in relation to the time sequence, my thinking is that within 6 weeks to maybe, we just started September, somewhere between now and mid-October, maybe even a little later, if the Dow at any point breaks under 25,000, and that's only 900 points, that's not a big deal, but if it does that, it would start the sequence with the news events and everything that could culminate, that could take the VIX index to the 2835 area. That's looking out over the next 2 months, but I need to get signals where the rotation is impacting, like we just looked at the defensive stocks, not defense, but defensive stocks like Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble. Even they have to come down very sharply in that 1,000-point decline. And it has to be sustained, and it has to start being accompanied by, I don't care whether it's tariffs or whether it's impeachment, or I don't care what it is. It has to, well, I do care what it is. I'm just saying in terms of the market relationship, I don't care what it is. It needs to have the cover, the headline news that is absolutely consistent hour after hour, and it has to go on day after day and week after week with bad news. The market must perceive whatever it is as bad news. Could be Canada, who knows? But whatever it is, it has to come about, and then it has to be repeated over and over. I did a couple of years ago, no, about a year ago, I started doing, it was very difficult to do. There is a technique, but I haven't quite discovered it, where you do a Google search and you find how many times a particular word is being mentioned in the media all over the show. And I like to do that, and then I like to chart it. I lost the technique. I can't remember how I did it. I'm going to try to do it again very soon because it's going to become very important. So just on a more intermediate term, the moment that the volatility index starts to trade between 15.5 and 16.5 for 3 sessions in one entire week, then we're going to start to see the VIX become much more meaningful. My thinking is on a shorter term basis, as soon as I get whatever signals I'm hoping to get in my Dow chart that says, be careful, now you're getting something that could be a sell signal, that's when I'm going to be looking at the VIX as a trade. As it looks right now, at 13.59, up 43 cents, it's reflecting part of the market, but it's also saying, hey, because the Dow's up, it's not as bad as it should be, even though the VIX index is really S&P related, and you get VIXN, which is more NDX related. Let me have a look at the VIXN, VXN.X. I think that's still active. Yeah, that's up a little more. That's up 6.02%, and the VIX is only up 3.27%. And that's pertaining to, if I run them down here, you've got Amazon. Amazon is down 28, having made, looks like a peak D. Google, I'm going to Google Alphabet. I'm not going to Google L. So yeah, down very sharply from the high, the peak D that was made in the daily, peak F in the weekly. Facebook, and if I keep going, you'll see that the NDX, the 100, that's being impacted a lot more. And I think that that's a tell on one sector. But if you suddenly get the defensive stocks like Procter & Gamble taking some of the lead, there are enough of those stocks in the Dow to help the Dow and perhaps the S&P. So let me make it real clear. The VIX index right now, I'm looking at it. I've looked at it for a few days, mentioned in my newsletter. It's on my focus. We do want to start getting a position in something like the UVXY. I think that's one of the better ones. UVXY is the ProShares Ultra VIX short-term index. It's pulling back from the high of today of 8.94. It's at 860. Keep an eye on it. Do you trade the VIX via one of these vehicles?
Yeah, I do the UVXY, and sometimes I even play the calls and the puts on it.
So if you, I'm pleased that you mentioned that, because if you're looking at puts and calls, if you're looking out, my suspicion is that this is a better time to be looking at the call side of the UVXY, and I take some premium. That's just the way it is, and go further out. You don't have to go to September. Maybe September is still quite a few weeks, but I would go more towards October, and that's what I'd be looking at if you're doing it. But you'll get a really good sign if the general market, I mean everything, pulls back together, and then you want the VIX itself to start trading in the mid-teens. And if it can hold there, that's with bad news. You've got to get that bad news. And I'd also watch the TLT. Let's put the whole package together. The TLT is down 29 cents. If the TLT starts to rally back into it's at 1974, TLT starts to rally to 121.50, and all of a sudden, within 3 days or something, we're looking at the VIX, the TLT trading in the 122.50 or higher. As the market pulls back, another sign for me to say, okay, start thinking about the short side in greater detail, and you can be more prolific in adding to the short side once that happens. I think that's going to be my strategy. In the meantime, I see just enough resistance. Look at this, the SMHs yesterday, the semiconductor index had a fabulous day, and today it's made another recovery high. As long as the semis are working and the Dow's working, I think it does give some kind of a cushion to even the other indices which are overbought, at least for the moment. When I see the SMHs start to close under 106.50, together with the general market, I think we've got ourselves, all the little ducks will be in order. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. I hope that helps you.
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and good call. Thank you. So, folks, the Dow is now up 29. It isn't all cookies and cake here. I think this is what we're looking at. You know how I talk about, I wonder if I can find it. Maybe I'll find it for tomorrow. In my CD introducing the Chapman methodology, I talk about the rogue wave. And sometimes what happens is you see a sign at the beach that says high tide at noon. Well, not all the waves see that high tide sign at the beach. And in fact, 12:06, when you're just about to think, well, the tide's now going down, I'm going to sit on my favorite rock right on the edge of the water, get my suntan lotion, my dark glasses, my sandwich and my drink, whatever it is, and I'm sitting there with my favorite book, splash, this one wave, which didn't see the sign at the beach that said high tide at noon, at 12:06, washes all the way up the beach, and you turn around, wipe your glasses and say, what happened? Tide is going out. That's kind of what we might be looking at here. Residual strength, when it finishes, then we start to get the correction. Maybe we've seen the first sign, the shot across the bow, as the FANG stocks start to pull back. Apple, where's Apple right now? Apple is up 26. Got to get Apple to fall.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. This is Steve Rhodes. Stay tuned for another great hour of The Trader's Edge, heard here at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, folks, Steve comes after me, then Dave White, then you've got Tom O'Brien again. So let's look at the market. I got a call. I had a question the other day, and I'm absolutely sure I did it, but maybe I didn't. Advanced Micro Devices. I know I was looking at it during the break, but between the break and I get so many questions from the den during the break that I answer that by the time I come back, I've already been on a trip somewhere. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying Advanced Micro Devices. What I spoke about was Advanced Micro Devices has an incredible cycle that it can go from the single digits, sometimes in the ones, and then scream up to the 30s, 40s, or 50s. And right now it's up 84 cents at 28.90. Now the question was, you were not 100% sure about Advanced Micro Devices when we last spoke. Look at it now. I think it was a statement. And now I'm looking at it, and it's at 28.88. It hit 29.90s today, 29.94. It is superb. It's in leg D. I mean, it's just walked this 9-period moving average. It has been really great. And I know, Joyce, you've had it for a while. I think you got it in the 14s or something like that. I'm just going to say to you, at least for now, I love the action. Leg D in the daily, leg D in the weekly, leg F in the monthly. I don't even know. That could be a brand new leg A in the monthly, being advanced micro devices. I'm just going to say to you, you're the boss. You're the one that really has timed it fabulously. I don't think I should get in the way. If you're asking me what would you do right now if it was me, I would say this is a leg D. The MACD is good. Stochastic's at 81%. Pretty good. I'd watch it a little bit. Normally, I would say take a little bit off here and keep the rest. It's doing very nicely, even though it's in leg D. So I would just say, you know, if you took something off at 28.80, I would say, otherwise, I would say to you, use a stop maybe under today's low or yesterday's low. And if it pulls back below that, take a little bit off. But that's down at 28.11. Sorry, 25.57. That's 3 points. If you really want to know what I would do at this particular point, the SMHs are holding very nicely. They're just a couple of strong. I think NVIDIA might be one of them, holding beautifully. I'm just going to say to you, I'm going to try to look at it again tomorrow. I don't want to advise you here. You've done fabulously. My only normal advice would be to say, hey, take a little bit off, reward yourself. I think you've got more, even more than you thought by going to 28, and that's it. So hold tight, folks. You've got Steve Rhodes coming up. Check out my opening call. Hopefully you'll find it satisfactory and make your money. Our Dow move has moved pretty well.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.